And then it's clear sailing. Long way to the next car in line for our 2 leaders.
I tell you what I see. The 18 car really gets off the corner. Both of them pretty good. But Jeff gets into the corner to the center a little better. I just don't know. I think he's going to have to roll the 3rd turn and get a run on him off of 4 if he's going to make a pass.
Rudeman moves aside. Clear sailing for the leaders. 9 laps to go when they come back to the stripe, and Gordon is there.
Right there. But this is where Kyle can really pull him just a little bit. That's going to make it awfully tough for Jeff Gordon to get by.
Yeah, last time through turn 2, Gordon in the 24 got off the corner good. That speed carries all the way down the straightaway.
Whoa, Kyle got up off the bottom a little bit that time, and Jeff was able to stay with him. This could be the lap right here. Watch Jeff Gordon into 3.
Oh, Kyle pulls him down the backstretch.
Yeah, but watch that
right
24.
here is where Gordon is strongest. And he gets right to the back bumper trying to rattle Kyle Busch.
Well, it'll get you a little bit loose and allow you to do that right there. Get a little run, and he's gone.
8 laps to go.
Whoa, Jeff got loose getting in that corner.
But Kyle was on the outside of him where he was unable to take advantage. Looks like he will drop down to the bottom and come to pit road.
It's acting like he has a tire down, just seeing him kind of swerve a little off the corner there.
Meanwhile, Harvick wants the lead from Truex.
And he is working the bottom of that racetrack because he knows if he's going to pass Martin Truex Jr., it'll have to be on the bottom.
Well, that'd be a big plus because it seems like the guys can run the outside to get all that momentum. But if you can get hooked up around the bottom, that's the shortest way. You're going to pass a lot of cars.
The only driver in the top half dozen right now who has not yet won at Bristol is your leader, Martin Truex. He finished 6th at Las Vegas. He is 7th in the Sprint Cup standings, and he's trying hard to hold on to his lead.
That seems to be the big move now. Go in a little high and then diamond the corner off. Cut it to the bottom and get that run off the banking.
While these guys are side by side, Kurt Busch in that 22 right up there about a car length and a half behind them.
Harvick clawing away at the bottom of the racetrack. Takes the lead.
Got him.
The Truex got way up the racetrack, and that allows Kurt Busch in the 22. Looks like he's going to get him now here directly.
Kevin Harvick, the 7th different leader of this race at 155 laps.
Brad Keselowski had that last problem, and we did find out he had a flat tire is the reason he spun that thing out. What I was going to say about Kevin Harvick, his crew on that first caution came in when most of the leaders stayed out.
One little slip.
Looks like Edwards wins on corner entry and Busch on corner exit.
Well, Carl tried to go to the high side. That didn't work out too good for him. He lost ground. Carl's best bet, he's going to have to muscle his way, and I mean that, around the 18 if he's going to pass him. And he better not let him get away from him. Whoa, Kyle got loose off of turn 2 that time.
Darrell, is it a little too early for the old Bristol bump and run?
Oh, yeah, you don't want to do it until, you don't want to give the guy a chance to come back on you. But I do feel that may take place.
And Jimmy Johnson in that 48 just sitting back there waiting. You guys go ahead and get at it. I'm sitting back here just waiting.
Plenty of time. 27 laps to go. Fourth place for the moment decided in favor of Kenseth, with Menard 5th, Biffle 6th, and Kurt Busch. Edwards is there. He will lead this lap from the inside.
But Kyle Busch a fight back on the outside, but he can't quite clear the 99. Watch Carl Edwards in the 99 going down in the 3 this time.
Folks, these are 3 of the best drivers in the sport right now. 3 of the hottest.
The difference this time, Kyle Busch got back to the throttle first.
Right now, Carl, I think he's just trying to say, okay, I've got to keep my cool. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to get into him yet.
He got pretty loose off turn 4 that time. Jimmy Johnson in that 48's right there about a half a car length behind him.
One thing about the 48 car that I've noticed all day long, the longer we go, if we should go to the end here under green, I believe that 48 car might be a skosh better than these 2 guys. Right now, one thing I notice about Kyle, he never looks back.
Yeah, Johnson in the 48's not getting off turn 2 real
not quite as good as Kyle is.
Harvick now third. But Darrell, he may run out of time, and yet if these two get to battling side by side, he may be right there.
Watch that gap open up right there. Jimmy was looking underneath of him through the middle of the corner. Kyle gets that nice run off the top.
Really hard, about 10 back.
Yes, he is.
I tell you, he is. I just looked at the 29 car, and while these two cars up here are racing each other, hello, and look at Jimmy down all the way down on the apron.
Can't get alongside Kyle Busch. Yes, he can. Johnson off the corner.
You know who's going to win this race? That 29 car.
29 is 6 behind you. Outside, outside, outside.
As they run side by side, Harvick is there. He makes it a 3-car battle.
He's there, and here goes Jimmy to the lead. He's going to clear Kyle off the 2. They're going to get side by side going down the back again, and that's going to open the door for the 33.
29 is 2 behind him.
Harvick is coming.
Harvick finished second to Jimmy Johnson here last year.
Tail behind you. 18 working the top with the 29. 2 back.
Behind them, Newman and Kenseth.
Darrell, what Kevin Harvick made sure he didn't do is overdrive the entrance to the corner right there, and it's paying dividends on the exit.
I'm not so sure this isn't going to get ugly.
1 back.
2 laps to go.
I think Kyle doesn't like it when somebody starts cutting him off like that, and Jimmy's taking his line away, but he may have driven in it too. Oh, he got in the wall. No, he got in the corner way, way, way too hard.
And Harvick takes second. This is not over.
Here he comes. That 33 car is on it, boys.
A lap and a half to go.
29 car, I'm sorry.
29. Been working the top. Can't help you though. No.
Here comes Kyle Busch fighting it back on the bottom.
He's even with Harvick, even for second.
They're searching for grip right now.
And drops back in line. White flag for Jimmy Johnson. 1 lap to go.
Harv's going to have to make a big move right down here.
Harvick trying the outside as Johnson
He's got the momentum.
He's
got the momentum right there.
That's been his strong point, that speed of carry all the way down the back straightaway.
A bump.
Outside there.
He's going to push him up into the corner faster than he wants to go, I think.
Kyle Busch is 5 car lengths back. It's
Here
a 2-horse race, and here comes Harvick.
He's got him.
Johnson got loose.
He's got him. That little push getting into 3. That little bump.
Harvick, Johnson switches lanes. Johnson can't get there. Harvick wins it.
29.
The best closer in the business. And back for the lead comes Bowyer.
Remember, the last time these cars were on pit road, Clint Bowyer's crew took 2 right side tires. Jeff Gordon, as well as Denny Hamlin's crew, took 4 fresh tires.
What kind of tires they put on that 33 car, but they're looking like they're working pretty darn good.
Jeff Gordon has now led in his last 10 starts at Martinsville. In his career, 37 races here, he's led 29 of them and won 7.
Boy, he's fighting hard on that outside. That's as good as I've seen anybody be able to hold their own when they get hung out there like that. I think Bowyer's been pretty nice to him also.
Right now, there is a line of about 7 cars lined up behind Bowyer that will not lift Jeff Gordon in the 24 down to the bottom.
Steve?
Mike, the problem is he just said he got loose, and you see he's trying to jump back in line now. Got loose.
And his teammate lets him in, or does he? Oh, no. Here comes Junior.
I don't see teammates letting anybody give them anything. We saw it with McMurray and Montoya a while ago.
We saw some give and take at the start of the race, and there we see some paint traded between Earnhardt and Gordon. We saw some give and take between Busch and Hamlin early in the race, but that was very early.
Yeah, and once you get out there like that, even though you're almost clear, you cannot take a chance on forcing your way in, or you'll be backward into the wall. Like the way he's getting up off the corner really well right now, and that's where the strong suit for the 18's been as well. So that's 2 pretty equal cars right there right now.
His crew chief, Steve Letarte, has been to victory lane here with Jeff Gordon. Junior is there.
He gets
right up against the back bumper of Kyle Busch.
Yeah, he gets through the middle. Junior gets through the middle really, really good. 2 pretty equal cars on exit.
All race long, Kyle Busch has been the best at getting off turn 2, and he yards Junior by a car length down the backstretch. Junior makes it right up entering the corner, though.
Yeah, I think right now, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's having to slow his car down a lot in the middle because the 18's not going.
But the 18 doesn't want to give up the bottom. Overdrive the corner, slide up a little bit, open the door, and that 88 will be by, and he knows that. So he's protecting that bottom a little bit right now.
He took a look that time off turn 2, but here comes Montoya right up to the rear bumper.
What Junior doesn't want to do is get impatient here and try to make a move up on the outside. That is not a good idea.
Well, these two drivers have a short track history late in the race. Richmond, May of 2008, they got together. Clint Boyer won it.
I thought Junior was going to have a look on the inside going into 3, but he thought better of it.
He had a look, Darrell, but not the legs at the end of the straightaway. Not that time.
You know what he's doing, Darrell? He's starting to diamond it just a little bit like Jeff Gordon, getting it up a little bit. That lets him get that good run. Looks like he may get there this time.
He's got a nose. He's got a look. He's got a look.
Can Busch give him room?
Yes.
No, they tuck into it. And Junior gets the lead.
Oh, that's not going to be.
Clear.
Not a happy camper.
And the crowd goes wild.
I was going to say, Kyle Busch may not be a happy camper. About 90,000 people are right now here at Martinsville. Darrell, it's almost like right now Kyle Busch beats Jeff Gordon down to the middle. Jeff pulls him right there, up off the corner. Gets a little bit of gap going down the straightaway.
Saw the same thing with Denny Hamlin. That's because Kyle really charges hard into the corner, makes it up, but he loses it coming off.
That time he got a real good run off turn 4, though.
Two of short track racing's best, almost from different eras. As Busch puts it back in the wind.
I don't know if that battle's over with or not.
Nope. Here comes Jeff on the inside. They keep this up for too long. Denny Hamlin's going to be right there with him.
Yeah, Clint Boyer, Casey Kane, they're all lined up here. Mark Martin.
I believe Kevin Harvick's fighting the same thing he's been fighting all night long. He can't get in the throttle and get off the corner.
I'll tell you, the guy that's right, look who's right behind him right here, the UPS car. David Reagan sitting there in 11th place. This is 2 spots he's trying to take over, and he's going to get one of them right here.
And that's all because he held off Jimmy Johnson to get the free pass back 120 laps ago.
A little contact there between the 88 and the 6.
And quite honestly, David Reagan has a little bit fresher tires than most of these other drivers because he was on pit road back at lap 304.
It's showing too, Larry, because he's been able to make some pretty nice passes now in the top 10 up to 9th.
Clint Boyer surrenders 12th to Jimmy Johnson.
In and out. In and out.
Oh.
In and out.
Johnson in a Richard Childress Racing sandwich there between the Harvick and Boyer.
He's not talking about hamburgers.
No.
He's got one on the inside. He got one on the outside. In and out.
There isn't an In-N-Out burger within 2,000 miles of here, I don't think.
No, but there's a Bubba Burger somewhere nearby.
Right. And Allmendinger right in the battle, too. Remember, he had got a top 10 here last fall. All trying to battle for 11th place.
I think Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick, they're falling victim to drivers now in this long run. Even though there wasn't that big a difference in the amount of laps on their tires, I think they're falling victim now to a little fresher tires like with Allmendinger in the 43.
Before the race is over with.
Matt?
Mike Johnson on 4 tires up to 11th, led the most laps. Some debate about that call of 2 versus 4.
He's never had to deal
All those
with
guys
this
coming on
today.
2, should we have just changed still? Can we stop coming?
Yeah, but we were a little late in. I'm sorry. Made a mistake. And you got 4 tires and you're still in the top 10. So goal is just to finish in the top 10.
Johnson is 10th. He's 4 seconds off the lead as Ambrose and Kyle Busch continue to dust it up here for 3rd.
And this right here is great news for Matt Kenseth and that 17 car out there leading. He loves the fact that these guys are going at it side by side.
He does, and I know another guy that does too, Mark Martin, who is in 2nd place right now and holding his own very well. What a great call.
And who was Matt Kenseth's mentor when he came to Roush Racing for many years? Mark Martin. Smith is now 10th in the 78. Second place, Biffle has marched right up to Casey Kane.
Biffle's car is definitely fast. That restart did him in. He lost a couple of spots there, but I think he ought to be able to drive back up there. But here comes five-time. Oh, he can't hold it on the bottom. That's a bad move on the 16 part. He's done that a couple of times.
Things loose. He's fighting it.
That set of tires they put on didn't make his car very happy.
And now his teammate Kenseth had a shot at the inside, and Biffle down to block.
Look how fast Johnson goes through the center of that corner, just running up on the outside.
Yep.
Making his way, taking that momentum.
Last time.
Boy, he put the crossover on Casey Kane there, looked to the outside and then dove to the bottom to see if he can hold it.
What about a guy that can pass you low or pass you high? That's a pretty good combination.
Yeah, man, he squeezed right up in front of Casey Kane right there.
At the front, second place at stake. Darrell, if Kyle Busch used up his car with the right side in turn 2, everybody's going to be hitting it to improve it.
I think he helped it. What was it Mike Dillon said that time that the Boyer raked the whole right side down his car?
We wasn't buying it, but he said it'll be faster now. It's narrower.
So maybe it made Kyle's car faster because it's narrower.
He's under Edwards as they chase the older Busch brother, Kurt, for the lead. They're going to be 3 wide off the corner.
Whoa!
Almost.
That 18 was hung out. He was down on the bottom and the back end was stepping out.
Nice job, buddy. Nice save.
2 cars that have stopped. Harvick and Kyle Busch right now are 12th and 13th. Jimmy Johnson 14th as they battle. Whoa! Johnson threads the needle.
I got to go, man. I'm out of here.
Time's running out.
That's right.
16 to go.
Did you look at the clock? One thing about it, Larry, as this season unfolds, these crew chiefs are going to get smarter and smarter about this fuel mileage this game that they're playing.
Good battle for 5th here, Kevin Harvick. Talk about a rally. He's had several adversities today, and here he goes for another top 5.
And Johnson did get around Montana,
yeah,
finally.
And finally got around him and just drove away from him. But we were talking about Harvick this morning in our meeting, and it's like, here's a guy that qualifies 30th plus, and somewhere in the last 10% of the race finds himself in a position to win. They've won races this year because of Gill's calls and Harvick's driving and that team putting themselves in position.
And not only did he start 32nd today, early in this race they had a fueling issue which put him even further behind the 8 ball.
And he ain't by him yet. Montoya's one of the hardest guys on the racetrack to pass.
And there's Junior lurking in the mirror right there behind him. He's run him down as they're doing this. And this shows how slow you get when you start racing side by side. You can't go through these corners and pick up the throttle if you're on the inside and drive like you want to.
And there goes Harvick to grab 5th. And Dale Jr., who didn't qualify great yesterday and also had some problems on pit road, trying to get 6th away.
And his car looked really good there, man. He set those guys up. That pass was made on the previous straightaway.
Yeah.
He set those guys up, knowing what they were going to do when they got there. That was a smart move. That was a really good move. But Kyle Busch gets in and out as good as anybody else on the lap, on the racetrack. Not necessarily on pit road. Not saying he's speeding. That's not what I'm saying. But he does a good job.
The lead for Greg Biffle prior to the pit stops was 0.3 of a second. And as you can see, that advantage is gone. Kenseth and Kyle Busch both right there. Kyle sneaking around Matt Kenseth for the runner-up spot. This is something we saw here a lot a year ago. Guys battling for position. And it may change lap after lap, but you just can't get away from people here.
Yeah, but Kyle's car looks like it, out of these 3 cars, his car looks like it's the best working everywhere. Where a couple of these guys are running this, they got to find a spot. Kyle can run on the bottom, he can run on the top, he can run right in the middle. I mean, his car right now, I think, is handling better than anybody up front.
He picked up a half a second in that cycle of stops, as you see here. Right side, even. A little quicker on the left side and also on the jack, and that's why Kyle Busch has worked his way into 2nd in the running order.
Yeah, but like Kyle said, a lot it has to do with cone to cone.
Yes.
You know, getting to the cone at pit entrance, and then once you get to the cone when you leave is getting back up to speed. That's where the time is made.
Yeah, and what I mean by that, and for people, if you time the guy when he crosses the start-finish line, he runs around the racetrack green, comes down pit road, pits, goes back out and comes back to the green flag or back to the start finish line. That's an in and out lap, and that's where Kyle Busch is golden.
Ralph?
You know, a lot of that first quarter of the race also, guys, was about just finding out what the other guys were doing. As the conversations were going back and forth on the radio with Greg Biffle, he wanted to know a lot of where the other guys were running, how they were doing on the stopwatch. That also played out with crew chief Greg Irwin, who before the previous stop said, you know what, we've learned from our mistakes in the past. Let's not make any big adjustments to the car. Let's put 4 tires on it for the first time and see what she does. So that first fourth of the race was a lot of data acquisition, if you will, for the brains of the crew chief and the driver. Now they kind of have a bit of an idea of what they've got and what they can play with, and they also know a little bit more about their competition as well.
And the other thing that may help them in that category today, we've got a lot of cloud cover. So the track should stay fairly consistent, which always helps.
Yes, it does, because when the sun comes out of this place, you lose grip. I mean, you may have been running the bottom line, but when that sun comes out, you may start at the bottom, but you're up against a wall just because the car's sliding that much.
Yeah, and you know, when you're chasing the car and the competitors and the sun, you're in trouble. You know, you take one of those out a little bit sometimes, and it helps the total day. I think the sun being in really helps these guys.
Greg Biffle goes around David Gilliland, putting him a lap down. So it's Father's Day on TNT. Tonight, join the resistance from executive producer Steven Spielberg and DreamWorks Television, Falling Skies, a 2-hour season premiere tonight, 9/8 Central, only on TNT. If Steven Spielberg is involved, you know it will be good.
Kenseth taking a look. He drives the car in deep. Now, if he can slide up there, he would have pulled off the pass on the 18. But see, now the 18's making a run. He still may be able to squeeze in there. Yep, he does it. And I'll tell you, that's another guy, as far as what you were talking about, what Kyle Busch is good at, Kyle, as far as getting in and getting back up to speed. Kenseth is one of the best, too.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And it's deceptive. You don't notice it until you get everybody back out on the racetrack, and you're like, oh, my God, where'd that guy come from?
Yeah.
They go around the lap car of Mike Bliss, who right now is 31st, Marty.
And guys, Jimmy Finning just radioed to Matt Kenseth. We did not get it full on the last stop. Get all you can get right now. Matt not very happy in the race car, but certainly pushing the button a little bit harder to get as much ground as he can here early in the run, because they will have to stop early, and that's compounded by the fact that the Fords don't get great fuel mileage in the first place.
It's as important as it was last weekend at Pocono. You know, you give it up now, because if you have to come back in because you've shortchanged yourself, Larry, you have just messed your whole race up.
But you know, it's amazing. I watched the same thing happen to Matt Kenseth and his crew when he won Texas 2 or 3 months ago. But here's what will happen. They will short pit because they have to pit for fuel. They'll get those 4 fresh tires, and they're going to call everyone else's hands. Everyone else will have to come down pit road and short pit, because you're going to be given almost 2 seconds a lap up to those fresh tires. Saw the same thing happen at Texas back in the spring.
Those tires have fallen off this much here at this racetrack, Larry?
They are falling off quite a bit. I think that's the reason that we're seeing people not even think about going with just 2 tires. 4 tires, caution no matter what.
Sometimes at the end of these deals like this on a road course, he just unplugs it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Montoya here going to go around David Gilliland for position, or at least try as they come back to the start-finish line.
Well, he's going to go through him is what he's going to do.
Yeah, and David's not giving him any quarter right there. David gave him room to get in the corner. If you can pass me, I gave you room to get in the corner. You didn't pass me, and then I drove back past you.
Here's the patented move right here into turn 2.
See,
still out there.
he runs the...
Nice and smooth.
I'll tell you, David's fighting the back hard. He's not giving him.
Yeah, he's not giving it, and he shouldn't.
No.
The 42 has cut across that grass and slid up, cut across that dirt and slid up into, and now he's right on him. Let's see when he gets down here if he tries to root him out.
Still going to be out there, 34. Clear, clear.
That's
good job.
Just taken right there. That's all taken.
Yeah.
Montoya goes through and brings Kevin Harvick with him.
Expect him to stay off.
Boy, there's nothing that makes you more mad as a driver. You give somebody move, they take it back. It's like, you know, all right, I'm going to give you some race room. And they come over and squeeze you. Forget it.
You know, we've seen some attitude out of some guys today that you don't normally see it out of. Brian Vickers, a little payback on Tony Stewart. We just saw Brad Keselowski getting physical.
I'm not sure this is done yet.
Montoya back in 12. Marcus Ambrose through that whole cycle jumped up to 6th, and Clint Boyer now in the top 5 running in the 5th position.
These 2 cars, I'm going to tell you what, the tires on this 34 are gone.
Yeah,
and
he is driving a good race.
He is
right
driving
here.
a great race. He is just hanging on.
And he's a sitting duck right here,
and
probably.
Juan had so much stuff on his tires from where he got spun, he just couldn't get it wore down. Wow.
Tony Stewart has now called it a day. He's gone to the Sprint Cup Series garage.
These guys are out of tires, they're out of brakes, they're out of patience at this point.
This mess right here from 11th on back.
Oh, this is good. You cannot go side by side through here.
Not through this area.
These guys are really racing hard. I mean, this is great racing for back around what? Talking 11th, 12th, 13th spot right here?
Yeah, we are. We're talking 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th with Allmendinger.
Now we get down the hairpin. We're going to obviously these guys are going to we're going to see some people pulling out and try to outbrake and probably run into each other.
6 to go. Okay, here's the thing: tires worn out, brakes worn out, patience worn out, bumpers worn out. Everything's worn out at this point in time.
Tom Busch, he's got that on the bike. He's got a great position and just a little love tap on the exit. Wow, here comes David with him. I'll tell you what, David is driving right now, man.
He just keeps fighting back. He is driving the wheels off this thing today.
And evidently,
wow, look at all these guys down. You got Allmendinger, Smith is back there, Newman's in there now.
Those are some good cars that David is just out driving and holding off right here.
I mean, this looks like the first lap of the race.
Yeah.
all these guys inside the top 15, so there's plenty on the line here. A.J. Allmendinger's had a good day. Regan Smith we've talked about. Paul Menard. Man, he popped Brian Newman. Good save by the 39.
Good save by both those guys.
22 will be clear. 42 will be clear. Still there, 3 wide. 3 wide inside. Inside, still there. Still 3 wide. 3 wide. Still 3 wide. 3 wide, still there. Still there. Clear high, clear high. Inside 17. Clear all around. Clear by 1. Good job, bud. Go get him now. Clear, clear.
Wow, he drove that thing.
There was no way that thing was going to stick.
Now they go 3 wide for the lead. That's Kyle Busch in the middle. Tony Stewart making it happen down low.
I think the 2 car drove in there so deep, the 18 had to give him a little bit of room, and Tony just had a run on it.
How about these guys stayed out? Under that last caution, they're running 1-2.
Up the racetrack there. I mean, he really pushed up. And he did the same thing. He drove in there really, really hard, tried to stay underneath, and boy, that car just took off.
It's kind of an accident that got Brad Keselowski in the race lead with the radio problems, but he's proving he belongs.
And he said he said he's got his radio problems fixed. He switched to his second radio, and a couple of people on Twitter here said, I thought you had to have radio communications with your spotter. NASCAR gives you a chance to fix that. Under caution or at some point in time, they give you a chance to come back and work on that. If you have no communications, then obviously they're going to bring you in. But Brad said, in clean air, my car is really pretty good right now.
And that's why they all have a primary and a backup channel.
And we pretty much have seen that all night as far as whoever's out front, it's good. But these guys are racing really pretty hard right here. There's a lot. And this is, like I said, one of those places where you can drive in really hard at this racetrack. You just lose the grip right about halfway through the corner. And that's when you start sliding up.
Half a lap ago, it looked like Kurt Busch was going to get around Kyle for third. Now Jimmy Johnson inside of Kurt for a position inside the top 5. That is fourth. Last time Tony Stewart pitted, he's second right now, was lap 124. Brad Keselowski last pitted at lap 129. For Kyle Busch and the others running in the top 10, they pitted under caution at lap 141, and the advantage right now for the Blue Deuce over a second as Jimmy Johnson works on Kurt Busch again.
I mean, obviously rolls through the center, really good. Not quite, he might have him cleared this time, but yeah, it took him a couple laps. Kurt Busch was really strong on the high side coming off on the top. But don't forget, all these guys have a little bit different tires right now, and it's really showing up.
Kyle, just as you talked about it, here comes the 31 joining Johnson and Casey Kane, a trio out front.
And I don't know what they've changed on that 31, but when the green flag dropped at the beginning of this race, that 31 looked like junk.
Yeah.
So whatever they've done during the pit stops, they've done a good job, and they've got him in the right direction. And this is one of those tracks. This is probably one of Jeff Burton's best racetracks. I don't care if he came here in a wheelbarrow, he would get around this place fast.
He's won here 4 times, more than any other. Led every lap here in 2000 when he went to victory lane. And he opens up the inside on Casey Kane. This is the battle for second. What are they saying in the 31 camp, Chris?
Well, obviously, Jeff Burton very happy with that race car. You were wondering what they've been up to. Pretty much just dropping the air pressure in that car. And like Larry Mack was saying on the 22, they've also been going with that 2-tire, 4-tire, 2-tire strategy. That last stop, just 2 tires.
Ooh, slid up just a little bit too much there in the 4 car.
Wow, good job by both those guys.
A little crossover move for Kane. He gets the second position back from Jeff Burton.
Yeah, Jeff did a great job. He got up into Casey and then had to overcorrect and correct it. Casey got on the brakes really hard to give him plenty of room.
Back to 4th position. Here's how it happened.
We talked about Paul Menard leaving a little opening there where Matt Kenseth made a little bit of room, got into the left rear quarter.
Right here, Paul's trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack and he gets shoved up out of the group completely. Has to go down to 3rd gear. Couldn't outrun anybody the first run. He was so loose. I told his crew chief that he just couldn't get any rear grip at all. And they've really made some gains with this car.
Yeah, I'd have to say he's one of those drivers hoping that it doesn't rain here for quite a while. Junior might be one of those too. He might have a car capable of getting to the front.
Wow. Kurt's got his hands full.
Yeah, he sure does. Those 2 tires. See Kyle Busch using that little bit of draft that you get down the front straightaway here, trying to make it, well, he does make it 3 wide, trying to make that pass on the inside. Really bumpy down there, though.
Junior trying to sneak back up on the outside.
He was trying to. He was in the gas hard trying to get that spot back.
And 3 wide behind him. And that settles back down.
Strong move by Junior right there. You know his car's good whenever you can drive it in that far into the tunnel turn on the high side.
Clint, first driver outside of the top 10 and does not have a win yet for that wild card spot in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup.
Yeah, but I'm going to use a line that Andy Peeker uses a lot as we see tight racing boys.
It's not over yet either. Mart's going to get a little bump draft.
But Andy Petrie said for like 4 years that Clint Boyer is a professional at racing his way into this chase.
Yeah.
He's always right around. He can't be up there in 4th or 5th. See these battles continue right there. Wow, Kyle Busch almost into the wall.
Remember, Kyle was up there leading the race when the caution flag came out, got the 4 tires, knocked him back in the traffic.
Yeah, he had a bad pit stop. He had like a 15.5-second pit stop versus a 12.8 on Greg Biffle.
Yeah, and that's Biffle. That's who the 1 and 2 were. Now you can see he's caught him in this traffic.
A little
bit of a bump there.
Tony Stewart trying to get out from behind Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I think Kyle just going to move a little bit, and Tony was just, I think, had plans of pushing Kyle a little bit forward.
It helps nudge him by you. You kind of like the guy in the rush hour traffic that the other guy doesn't want to let in line when you're merging off the ramp. Why you?
Yeah, something like that. The language might be a little stronger as you see Dale Jr. and Mark Martin battling for position here. But you'll also remember that if a situation gets reversed here.
Saw that trash that was on the grill of the 88 car blow off when he tucked up behind Martin in the 5.
Dale Jr.'s up in the 9th spot. Been a good solid day. See, once again, Biffle's car just not performing unless it was out front today.
Ryan Newman right there in the mix, too, for this position.
Wow, look at Junior. Made it 3 wide, going to the bottom, trying to pass 2 at a time. And does it.
has he?
Martin's tight.
Wow.
We're talking about fractions of an inch right there.
Junior had a little block there. I think he believes he's a little faster than Mark. He wanted to make sure he stayed in front. As these laps wind down, will he continue to have enough grip to be able to make that work?
And Jeff Gordon trying to use that low lane to get by Jimmy Johnson and see if he can get by Matt Kenseth. For most of the night tonight, if you haven't been with us for a lot of the race, 24-17, they've been the top two in the race. Go down pit road, Kenseth gets out first. After a few laps, Gordon goes back by him. But Dave, he's got a little more ground to make up now, Jeff.
What you just saw is what Alan Gustafson observed in the Nationwide race last night. I asked him what you learned from last night watching. He goes that Clint Boyer couldn't pass Kyle Busch on the bottom for the win. So we set the 24 up to run mid to high line. And when Jeff was leading, that was the line he was running. Here he goes now. He'll try the high side of the 48 because just like everybody else, he's having trouble on the low line.
Yeah, and Jimmy Johnson can't use that low line to get around Kenseth either.
No, and Jeff Gordon has nowhere he can go right now. It's just sitting there watching these guys as Brad Keselowski drives away.
This the race for third. Mentioning Kyle Busch, the 18. Remember, he was the one that brought out that last caution, nipped in the 3-wide contact and into the wall. Has stayed on the lead lap. He's in 16th place, racing with his brother Kurt there.
A little contact with Jimmy Johnson and Matt Kenseth right there as they came off of 4. Jimmy's really struggling. He's needing all of the racetrack, trying to use that low side. But Matt's got the high side covered. It's the only place you can go and make a pass.
Look at those brake rotors glowing too on the right fronts.
Now Gordon's going to be able to take that spot. He has been one that's been able to pass on the bottom side sometimes here. He's going to try it again on Kenseth. He knows he has to go. Here comes the one of Jamie McMurray to join this crowd.
And you know, refreshing memory about Jimmy Johnson's pattern tonight too. It's been after a few laps in a run, his car backs up a little bit. He just isn't able to.
Gordon trying to make that slide job. See if Kenseth. Oh, he does.
Barely pulls it off.
I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, Gordon almost got in the wall there if he didn't touch it.
Took a heck of a shot from Kenseth getting into the corner.
They're a little faster than he had been getting into that corner with that help.
Yep. Oh, where's that brake pedal? Where is it?
This might cost Matt, though, because the 48 on the high side now, they can keep him pinned down. I'm not sure Matt's car, we haven't seen him be able to make this pass on the inside very often, so see if Jimmy Johnson can take advantage.
Here's the problem. This is for third place. Great racing. Just it's for third place if you're these guys.
Yeah, and Brad Keselowski's almost a full straightaway. Granted, these straightaways aren't very long, but it's almost a full straightaway on this group right now.
There's the gap. Leader, second, and the race for third. So getting down to the final stages of the night race at Bristol. 57 to go. Brad Keselowski give him fifth over Casey Kane. As up front, they still swapping her out for the lead. Vickers just not able to find a way around Boyer.
Not able to quite get there, but I like the way Brian Vickers, he's being a little bit patient here, given what Clint Boyer, he may get enough to clear him right here. He might have to put a slide job, and Boyer have to give him a little bit of a break.
Oh! Whoa! Sliding too much. Caught the wall.
That's a slide job, okay. All the way back to third after taking the lead. And there's an amount of speed that you can carry off of these corners to where you're going to lose that grip level. And you may think that you've got it well under control, and the next thing you know, you're sideways and right against the wall.
Yeah, we saw the same thing happen to Bobby Labonte coming off turn 4.
And up front again for the lead. This time it's Denny Hamlin in the 11. Working on Clint Boyer.
You can see him try to get as close to that left rear quarter panel of that 33 car Clint Boyer as he could, trying to get a little bit of a side draft. With these cars in particular, you can really make a lot of things happen. You see him loosen up the 33 right there. He's going to try to take the spot down under, get his bonus point for leading the lap right here.
And he does, and right behind them, oh yeah, Kyle Busch restarted 17th on lap 17. He's up to third and working for second. Carl Edwards Now going to start messing around with second place and Johnson.
And those speeds also showed Tony Stewart being the second fastest, just pointing out exactly what you were saying. That he's got that car working very good as he's coming through traffic.
Talk about Carl Edwards in this mix for the lead, Jamie.
Well, Alan, his car has been set up to run better on the longer runs. The longer he went, the better. It's been 10 laps. They just told him, Carl, 10 laps. As you see, a three-way battle. Jimmy Johnson just barely does he get the lead. No, Matt Kenseth's on the outside, but Carl Edwards, watch for him to come on the longer these laps tick away.
It's what we love about this racetrack. Two equally fast racing.
Is he going to clear him?
Oh, no.
Quite. And here comes Edwards. Yeah, Johnson will be at a disadvantage getting down into the corner here. This has been Matt Kenseth's best corner.
Trouble, Clint Boyer.
Yeah, and as Jimmy Johnson moved up to block Jeff Gordon up to the top, Jeff's gone to the bottom of the racetrack now. Boy, it's fun when you've got a car that you can take wherever you want to on the racetrack and make it go.
Yeah, it's just a little too loose right there, Jeff is, to make that pass on the bottom. Might be trying to bait Jimmy to go down there, maybe pass him on the outside. You think he'll go for it?
No.
9 championships between them. And racing for the win here with 52 laps to go. Now, that's still a long way to go in this race. Lead on the left, 4th place on the right.
Comes that 2 car. It's getting time to win, and he's shown that over these last 5 weeks he likes that spot.
Yeah, don't count him out.
Big money.
Oh, yeah.
Sprint Summer Showdown, $3 million player is Brad Keselowski. I know it's cliche, but catching him's one thing.
That's right. See, both of them sliding those cars
Power
off turn 2.
Passing him's another. Jeff Gordon is 5th in the championship, locked into the chase, but wants another win for bonus points for that seeding. Trying to get the lead from Johnson. Just hasn't quite gotten to stick it down low and hold it. Make it stick.
And Jimmy Johnson like those bonus points also. He only has that 1 victory, so those 3 points would be big as we get ready for the chase.
Yeah, this is the best position we've seen Jeff in down the back straightaway. He'll probably get him this lap.
And the thing I'm impressed at, it looks like that they've made this 24 car better on the longer run too, which was something that even though they were leading early on, they would fall off in the later parts of a run. But it looks like they've made some nice adjustments there, Doc.
Indeed they have, DJ, and now Jeff Gordon has driven down and taken a lead from teammate Jimmy Johnson, but now that he has the lead, he has something else to worry about. Listen in.
I think this pace hurt the tires. I got a little vibration.
48's closed right up on the 24 all of a sudden, Doc.
And Al, remember about halfway when Jeff Gordon was in a long run and the car just abruptly got loose and he slowed significantly. That's what happened 2 laps ago. Jeff said, uh-oh, the car is getting loose, very, very loose, and now he's in jeopardy of losing the lead.
That happened about 10 laps ago or so. I saw that thing step out and I was like, no, I don't like the way that looks.
Yeah, you sure pointed that out, and as I watched him a little bit more, you could see that happening. You can see right there the back end kick, even though he was able to hold Jimmy Johnson off right now.
All we can do here is try to take away Jimmy's line that he wants to run and try to keep him in dirty air. 10 laps, that's a long time to do that, isn't it?
Oh, gosh, it seems like forever as you're trying to fight a loose race car in particular at this track.
So after dominating a lot of the afternoon, falling back, coming back to the front, having a vibration, getting to a pit window without that becoming a problem, getting out with the lead, pulling away from Jimmy Johnson. Now Gordon slides back into the clutches of his teammate, and they're inside the final 10 laps and racing for the win.
We just have to see if any of this lap traffic that Jeff's going to encounter is going to kind of take away his lane and where he wants to run and how that affects him.
One thing that might help him is a little dirty air on the nose wouldn't hurt a loose race car. So, having some traffic might not hurt Jeff Gordon.
You can see the 48 right behind there coming off of turn 4 that last time. His car's a little bit on the free side also, back in kicking out.
Searching for a lane. Where can I find enough grip to hold him off? Where can I find enough grip to get by him?
Yeah, Jeff's just hoping right here that Marcus Ambrose gives him where he wants to be able to go. See Ambrose move up, giving Gordon the bottom, but Gordon's car really wiggling right there.
Yeah.
No,
Look
man,
at that.
it's still
Wow.
out of shape.
Just
Look
hanging
at that.
on.
Look at Ambrose.
And here comes Johnson.
With a run.
Yeah, he
Nowhere to
might
take
try
it.
to go all the way to the bottom. See if he tries to go to the bottom and take that from Jeff. Not able to hold it down there. Just probably too loose, and the tires have too much time on them to make that move. Gordon's still fighting his car there.
And we're talking a lot about Jeff, but Jimmy's got to be doing a lot of fighting of his own inside that car.
Yeah, and as much as he's having to fight right now, it's a lot less than what he did the first of the race when he about wrecked every other lap.
Got a good run there off turn 4. That's Ben Johnson's strong spot, it seems like today.
6 laps to go.
And to the bottom. Can he make it stick?
Yeah, we've seen Jimmy in this position number. Now look how sideways right there. Wow, stays in the throttle.
Driving by both of these guys.
That's why there's 9 championships between these two. Able to take loose race cars, worn out tires right now, battling for the win here.
Two of the sport's best and the Atlanta track at its best, using every inch of this wide racetrack to try and find the grip they need to get to the front.
And there's some traffic ahead of this group. There's quite a few cars ahead. Looks like they'll catch them too.
5 laps to go.
Whoa, Gordon really sideways right there.
And Jimmy fighting right up to his back bumper.
You can see Jimmy just walk the car all the way up the track.
Yeah, did we talk earlier about another fantastic finish here at Atlanta?
Yes, sir. Got to run.
Oh, yeah, he got him loose right there.
Coming corner, door. Outside, right next to you, outside. 24 only.
4 to go. Gordon drives it in to stay side by side.
Jimmy's getting a little loose.
Both of them wiggling up off the corner. Wow.
Clear, you're clear. Let's just see off this front of you.
That's good stuff.
They're coming to 3 to go. I'm telling you, this is a dogfight.
Yeah, Johnson's going to try to get a run on the high side. This might get his pass that he's looking for here.
That's not what Gordon needs.
No,
Can't
not
make
this
it work.
time. 3 laps to go. Regan Smith gives way the lap car. Johnson dives again for the low side.
Oh, both of them just using all the track.
What's the wiggle going to be that costs Gordon the win, or Johnson the chance to make a run at him? Lost some time there.
Yeah, Jimmy said, I got to try something.
Yeah, that's where he'd made up a lot of his time.
2 to go.
Looks like they may not catch this traffic before the end of the race.
But it's probably still affecting their cars. They're close enough. Johnson gets a big run off of 2 now.
Coming to the white flag. So far, Gordon's been able to hold him off. Can he do it for another lap and a quarter? Johnson's gotten a big run off turn 4 several times on Gordon, but not been able to finish the pass. He slides this time.
Gordon gets the big run.
By 3, white flag.
Last lap. Gordon gaining some ground. Can he hang on?
Whoa, Jimmy Johnson sideways as he went to the gas hard.
Look at him. Sliding off the corner. Half a lap to go. There is lap traffic ahead. We've had fantastic finishes in Atlanta. Will this be another side-by-side run to the checkers? It's going to be a sideways run to the checkers. Johnson tries to get there, can't get it done. Career win number 85. Jeff Gordon, 3rd on NASCAR's all-time win list.
Wow. That's some driving right there.
Yeah, see Harvick having, where we were mentioning he was really making time earlier, was he could really let his car roll through the center. You can see him slowing down a little bit more on the entry to the corner. That speed that he was carrying through the center is now much slower.
Which way does he go? Gordon peaking high, now looking low. Can he get the traction down to get alongside Harvick? Here he comes.
Momentum. You can't beat it. Gordon's had it going along for the last 3 weeks.
not so fast.
Yeah, you see Harvick getting forced up here. Sometimes you getting forced up may be a little bit of a benefit to you. You didn't know you could actually run up there. See Gordon slipping as he tries to make the pass, so Harvick gets a little breathing room for a minute.
Gordon's going to have to use some discipline right here because he could overdrive his car, run the tires off of it, almost like Jimmy Johnson did last week when he ran down Jeff Gordon. He got right to him and then ran the tires off trying to get by him.
Now Gordon going to try that outside lane. Jeff Burton in the 31 car.
He's 8 laps down. He's probably got fresher tires right now.
That's where I was going. He was just on pit road at lap 362. So he's going to look like Superman here coming through these guys.
Yeah, Burton had a good night going, good solid effort going, and he cut down a left rear tire going into turn 3 earlier.
Update on the 31, Dave?
No, they just pitted 2 laps ago, Alan, and when he got between the 29 and the 24, a bunch of the 29 guys were like, hey, thumbs up over to their buddy, but he goes on by him now, and he'll let the 29 and the 24 fight it out.
And again, a lot of traffic ahead for these top 2. So, for those of us who've never driven a race car at this level, certainly includes me in that group. Talk about Jeff Gordon cooling down his tires or backing off and regrouping. What's he doing? Put me inside the race car.
Yeah, exactly what you just said. He is cooling down. He ran hard to get up there. You could see the back end start to kick out as he tried to make the pass on Kevin Harvick. So the experience of Jeff Gordon says, okay, now I have to cool this right rear tire off a little bit if I'm going to really be able to make a run. If he continues at that pace, he's probably just going to wear that tire even more and not have a chance. He might get a chance here in the traffic to make it on the high side, but you move up a little bit, you don't turn the wheel as much, you don't spin the tires as much. Harvick's going to give him that outside, see if he can make the pass.
Side-by-side lap traffic ahead of the race leaders as they try to go side-by-side for the lead. Which lane's going to open up?
I think Gordon can make the pass up here, but it's going to depend on if traffic will allow him to do that.
47 car, Bobby Labonte, and there he goes.
Yeah, really sideways for Harvick off of turn 2 there, and Gordon just motors right on by.
I was going to say Bobby Labonte's back in 24th place. Now Gordon with a little wiggle there.
Yeah, his car's not that great right now either.
Tony's perhaps best track statistically, if they could start the chase off winning here, what it might do for them in this 10-week run.
Yeah, absolutely. And this probably has to seem somewhat easy now because a lot of the pressure's off. They're in the chase. They know that their equipment's better. See Tony almost getting lost. We see Kenseth go to the high side for the lead now.
Truex low in the 56. Kenseth high in the 17. And new leader will be Matt Kenseth. 40 laps to go.
Yeah, see a big run by Tony Stewart off of turn 2 from that high side. Should be able to take that spot. See if he can track down Matt Kenseth again.
Looking back on that 56 car, his tires about 10 laps older than the other guys. Enough to make a difference?
Yes, somewhat. That's not the biggest thing. I think he hasn't been, these other cars have been better.
Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, 13th spot. Not the kind of days either one of these guys were hoping to have here.
No, at the very least, they were certainly looking and hoping that they could find themselves a little contact there.
That was close.
I haven't seen the last bit of contact either.
I've seen Jimmy be pretty aggressive today, trying to get by these cars. Maybe a little frustrated.
It's just so hard. You get down into the corner, there's going to be more.
Oh, no.
That's it. Ryan Newman able to take advantage of that and go right on by, as is Kevin Harvick going to go by Jimmy Johnson now. Regan Smith actually went by the 18 also.
Kyle Busch did a good job not to crash right there.
And Jimmy did that. Yeah, that's incredible.
And yet, they feel like they've got a good car for today's race.
Well, he's moved up to 6th place from his 10th starting spot. So look at this. Wow, check it out.
Wow. Got a little too close for comfort for Harvick.
Yeah, that's a spot you really don't want to be in.
He's just had difficulty figuring out what he needs to go fast at this Kansas Speedway in a Sprint Cup car, but he's running second right now. Look at this, all championship contenders here. 42 Keselowski, 48 Johnson, 11 Hamlin, 29 Harvick right behind him, and Edwards in that 99 continuing to slip back. He's all the way back to the 12th position. How about this? Just a couple laps ago.
And check out the run. I mean, and then Harvick just has to get out of the gas because his car gets loose.
He is there. Kurt Busch got the free pass at that last caution. He's back on the lead lap in 14th spot. Tony Stewart made a pit stop under that caution. He's in 13th. That's the race for the lead.
See Kenseth doing everything he can to get some clean air on the nose of his car to where he can make that run that he needs.
This is where they talk about dirty air, Dale, like you were talking about, when that big rear spoiler on the trunk of that car in front disturbs the air enough that it doesn't put enough pressure on the hood and the front tires on that car that's trailing.
Yeah, it'll go across that rear spoiler that you would see on the 18 car there, and literally up over to really the roof is about where it lands, maybe the windshield, so you're not getting that front downforce to get the car turned so you can get back in the gas and try to make a pass. But he is working hard trying to make it happen. Speaking of Kenseth there working, Kyle Busch is driving hard too, but he knows if he can stay on the bottom, it's going to be hard for Kenseth to get by him.
Toyota versus Ford. Kyle Busch frustrated at trying to win races in the stretch of the championship. Matt Kenseth, the quiet one, feeling perhaps he hasn't been getting the credit he deserves for being a contender for this championship.
Now watch the two driving styles that are different right here. The 18, see, Kenseth's got a big run, but the 18's going to drive off in the corner a little further. Kenseth's going to back off. See a little distance there. Now he's going to try to go to the inside. Oh, nice move right here.
Kyle tried to block Matt's line. Matt tried to go the other way.
A little contact there.
Got a nose inside. Draws even for the race lead.
Well, you can see Kyle Busch get down there on the 17th quarter round. Got him a little loose, but didn't upset that car too much. Kenseth to the lead.
That was a great move. Man, what a move.
Kyle Busch has led this race for about the last third of its distance. Now Matt Kenseth out in front. 25 laps to go. Oh, wait a minute. Stewart might be the new leader here.
Talk about being aggressive.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Come up on the lap car, Jeff Bodine, and they're going to split him.
That was a
Stewart's going to come out with the lead.
Wow. That was a 3-wide pass on the outside.
Man, dude, 4 more laps.
And Edwards' spotter's telling him to be careful. I wonder what Tony's spotter's saying.
Bob Jeffrey.
Hey, Bob Jeffrey said clear.
That's what he said, yeah.
And some traffic for Carl Edwards. Right side of the screen, he's racing with Marcos Ambrose for 6th position. That's Mike Bliss in the 32 car they're trying to get around. Matt Kenseth may not be done with Stewart for the lead, too.
No, I don't think that he liked the way that was done. Not that he did anything bad, not that Tony did anything wrong, but I think Matt was thinking, okay, we'll just be careful running through here. But Tony has been faster, running him down little by little.
You know, Tony's just had this different mindset in the chase. He's just going to go out there and be aggressive on restarts. And in that situation there, I did not expect him to be that aggressive.
All right, so now Carl's got Tony in his sights. Tony knows Carl's right behind him. How much does the mind start to play here, and how difficult is it as a driver, if you're Carl, for example, to be patient as you come up on Stewart?
Well, I think you have to continue to be that. We've said there's a lot of racing left to go. But the one thing that Carl Edwards knows, we see Tony Stewart dive to the inside. He's going to try to make this pass. Don't know if he's got enough momentum to get off the corner.
Oh, wow, that's tight.
Man, that's a
see how
power
much
move.
it means to him right now.
But he's got to run this time. Can he do the slide job on him in 3?
Well, I think Gordon saw that Tony was bound and determined to get the lead right now and get that bonus point. He wasn't going to put either one of them in a bad position. Tony's going to get this.
Carl got a good view of that, too.
Stewart by 1. Edwards has to pass Keselowski for 2nd to tie, but Stewart has the championship.
Yeah, that's just plain and simple. That's as simple as it gets. He knows what his job is right now. First, he's got to find a way around Brad Keselowski.
How long does Tony Stewart have on this restart?
Yeah, and I'm sure that Kyle Busch probably knew it was coming, but still couldn't stop it.
I think you go all the way back to Chicago when he made one of his comments under caution about these restarts and how crazy they were. He said, okay, I'm going to start doing it too. I'm going to be just as crazy as everybody else. Been working for him.
Very well. Here comes Edwards. Got to run. Looking for second place.